Hello, Twitch. So I'm trying to build something new today. Upcoming, I've got a Pathfinder game that I'm playing. I'm running on Roll20, and so as part of the sort of prep for it, I'm going to stream some of it. So if you recognise me and you know that you're going to be playing this, might be best not to watch, as there may be spoilers. It's not the best setup I've got because it's all on my laptop and I don't have any additional screens for it. So what you see on the stream, apart from my mug, is the only screen I've got here. So yeah. So where I'm starting is a world map of the world. Okay. World map of the homebrew world that I'm making, which is going to be. If you can see that, yeah, there we go. So that's the world map. I've kind of been working on this off and on for a couple of weeks now. No, I've minimised the wrong thing. Put some music on. Why don't you play? Oh, there we go. I'm hoping that's not too loud. If it is and anyone joins in, just let me know, so I can adjust the sound settings. Looks okay. So yeah, today I'm mainly going to be working on the world map. I warn you now, I'm not a proficient artist at all, so I don't know how this is going to go. I'm lucky enough to have a tablet. So yeah. So using GIMP, how well I do with it is another matter. Mainly because I'm not that great at GIMP. I've used Photoshop quite a bit, but GIMP's not as easy to find your way around. So to start with, we're going to need a layer first of all. So this goes. So the main world is sort of the continent. That's far too thick.
This is a waste of time. Let's just get beyond this.
Try it. There's not going to be many spoilers yet. There may be some spoilers in a little bit. At the moment we're drawing the world map, and this is going to be one of the first things you see anyway. I'm probably going to put it on the Facebook group as soon as it's finished, to be honest. You're probably more going to rage at me for I'm being absolutely dire with drawing, and I've not made that canvas big enough. I think you got the wrong way, moron. What would be a good ratio for this? Boo. Yeah, so probably because of me and how I want to do this, but yeah, there's quite a bit of work. So if we do I can show you what a Roll20 looks like. This So yeah, this will be Roll20. This is what we're going to be playing and using. And yeah, I'm going to make a load of pages up here, which is each of the areas. Yeah, so there's going to be lots of these, lots of grids, and then various resources up here. So yeah, lots of stuff like that, basically to put together like battle maps and stuff. Yeah, so it's essentially the same thing, but with this web program rather than giant bits of construction paper. Okay, so. Let's start this one again. YouTube. It sounds a bit like it. It's called Fighting Spirit Second Form. So on the MS Paint Adventure Bandcamp page, you've got all the official ones that are released. There's also the unofficial ones that it's just like people playing around with, ones that people don't get paid for or something. I don't know. Fan made stuff. Either way, the playlist I've got contains all the Homestuck music that I own, plus a bunch of video game remixes I've found on another Twitch channel that they let their stuff be played free. So hopefully this stream will get recorded and go up on my YouTube channel and won't get busted for having copyrighted music on there or something. On paper, this bit looks a lot more phallic, in all honesty. Kind of. What else ones? That's so. That looks slightly better. That there is too severe. Okay, so here there's going to be a mountain range. Here there's a mountain range. Don't worry, you'll be seeing a lot of mountains. Come on. Dwarves, goblins, orcs, critters that go bump in the night. Dragon goats. What do dragon goats look like? Slightly wider.
You seem to be bacterial miserable self. So I just randomly predicted she'd respond to my VIG. Twitches are gone, memory's getting better. What did you take? The increased pain was psychological.
I'm not sure whether these dragon goats sound cute or murderous. You know you now need to draw a dragon goat. You do. It's the law or something.
Just went in. She was in with the guy before.
Don't know if you're in the stream when I actually showed it, but that's the map of what it will look like. I think it looks about right.
Austin already did an ultrasound, so I don't know if hers would make sense.
The ultrasound would be the way to go if we're looking for ovarian cancer.
What are we looking for? Oh my god.
I've never really looked at go-tos. Why are they weird? Welcome to the stream, officially Crimson?
Clean up.
So it's not cancer.
It's cancer, but Keith has cancer. On his left testicle.
I don't have testicles.
She's not a guy.
His DNA says you're wrong. Frogs and snails and puppy dog tails. You've got male pseudo-hermaphroditism. So we all start out as girls. And then we're differentiated based on the
Bye, Crimson.
The ovaries develop into testes and drum. One in 150,000 species feeds the next life form. So boy, there'll always be something else.
Not sure how to do this next one now. Because up here is going to be lots of snow. Yes and no. Yes, because building snowmans is fun. No, because that means it's snowing and, you know, snow. So have you read the descriptions of the countries I've got so far? I can't remember which ones I've posted up yet at the moment. It's okay. I built them up a while ago. I know Facebook moved, so if you don't see them, then you're probably not going to see them unless they're pointed out to you. So I'll talk through the countries as I go. I'll try not to give anything away that you might want to know. So, we need country lines. Country lines can be in red. So over here, here and about here. So all this area here is the Empire of Thessalia. And to kind of visualize it, think the kind of strategy and the sort of brain power behind the Roman Empire, but the aesthetic of ancient Greece. So going to be lots of togas and kind of that kind of look and feel. So Thessalia is made up of there totally should be such a thing as an armoured toga. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, Thessalia is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 countries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 countries. With this here as the capital. This is. It's called Corolla. Corolla is the heart of the empire, where like the Senate live and all the rest of it. All these countries are kind of working together for the same goal. They're technologically advanced. They're magically advanced. Their warfare is advanced. They are like essentially the Roman Empire. But they're a bit stuck with their progression though, because as advanced as they are, down here is 2 desert countries. Both are kind of just filled with warring tribesmen. There's no real sort of government there, and yeah, there's just lots of little tribes. And all those little tribes are at war. Sometimes they gang up together and beat up another one, but it's a very lawless place, and kind of they look down upon the savages. They're not as technologically advanced, etc. Up here is Why did I write this down? Cool. So yeah, Thessalia is ruled by Empress Euricia Vidales, a woman who is untold beauty and power. It's Capola, known as the brain of the empire. So you can have things like the brain. You have stuff like the brain, the heart, etc. Kind of body part-esque, depending on which one. But Capola is, so think Greek architecture, but gilded it all. So it's all got gleaming spires of gold and marble, and it's said to attract the greatest minds in the world to further studies of the sciences, both arcane and mortal. These two countries here are Masni and Kursar. Like I say, war rages across the two, and obviously they have their own sort of gods and their own myths and stuff, and they fight in the name of their gods, basically. Up here, so this is like the Great Northern Ice Shelf, which is essentially the pole. Massive, big, frozen land. Nobody really lives up there. Here, on the very edge of it, is Elisna. Now, Elisna is a diarchy, which means that it's ruled by two people. These two people are always twins. There's no ever that. Yeah, they're always twins. Bleaticus. Bleaticus may make an appearance. It may have to, because that's hilarious. So up here, is Elisna. Always ruled by twins. There's only ever one twin. So there's one set of twins born every generation. They're never born to a specific bloodline, and they're seemingly at random. So it just seems to be when something decides Elisna needs new rulers, some twins are born, and those twins are then kind of trained and put in charge. Elisna is currently ruled by two elves called Telirain and Telirone, brother and sister. So this is the Great Ice Shelf. Sensing a goat theme tonight. So here, this sort of from about here to up here, this is Thrall. So you've got mountains here. This is the wasteland. Thrall has been locked away for millennia. Nobody knows. Not even there's not even any elves alive that know what's behind Thrall. Behind this mountain range here and this mountain range here. At some point in the years that Thrall's been locked away, in this gap in the mountains here and in these mountains here's like a massive impenetrable metal wall made of some unknown metal that people have tried to look at, but they can't figure out what it is. Excuse me. And there's big gates built into these mountains that do the same thing, where evidently at one point mountain passes used to be, they were just being blocked off. People have tried to make it over them before, but they're never heard from. Nothing. They just kind of get lost up in that frozen north. So directly below Thrall is Vol. Now Vol is a very, very rich country ruled by a Fabian Glution, who is quite often outside ears of authority, called King Glut. He's always pushing for more land, but unfortunately, as you'll hear in a minute, he's not going to get any. But between here, which is going to be Vertwin, and here, which is the wildlands of Mirith, neither he can't go to war against either of them because he doesn't have the strength. It's a bit too small.
We just happened to be at the
But so the premise to the entire campaign is the King of Vol has gathered the greatest minds, the greatest might of all the lands, and he's allied with the leaders of the country over here to try and get into Droll. He's built up this massive story, this massive propaganda campaign almost, that behind these walls, behind this mountain, is untold riches and fame and glory and all the rest of it to anyone who is interested. Which is why everybody is gathering either here in Vol or over here. Yeah, so Vol is very lavish, very sort of, cities are paved with gold, actually paved with gold. There's towers made of gold, or like really fine marble, etc. But out in the sort of sticks, out in the wilderness, there's unhappiness. Taxes are too high. Crops seem to yield less and less year on year, and disease is becoming a real threat. But the poor people in the country can't afford the cures. Still too.
This flash pulmonary edema. It took a bit of fluid off, but the problem was with his lungs, which is hard. Vegetation's obstructing his mitral valve.
It's not an STD. Pulmonary from sediment.
So what is it? A disease that attacks his brain and heart?
Here we have Vertwin. I like Vertwin. So Vertwin is highly industrialized. It's made up of cities that have warehouses full of different kind of products. It's got factories churning out smoke. It's very steampunk. It's led by a council of guilds. So you've got, it's the 7 biggest guilds in the country are the leaders. And then the other guilds. I like this. I like this a lot. So yeah, Vertwin is ruled over by this council, and then they've got like an advisory council underneath, which is all the other guilds. Yeah, so, and then out of the ranked 7 guilds, one of those is chosen to be kind of like guild lord, who's the figurehead for the guild, and is, the one that makes all the announcements to the country and all that kind of stuff. The current guild lord is the head of the engineers guild, and is a gnome called Finagle Hortwhistle. Yeah. Over here we have the Wildlands of Mirith, and the Wildlands of Mirith are vast open plains or dense forests full of large large beasts that are both dangerous and kind of finagle. Dangerous and wild, and it's really quite a dangerous place. Absolutely gorgeous open vistas, but you know, you look one way and there's a gorgeous vista with a mountain in the distance and sun sparkling off lakes. Turn around and you get eaten by a giant, like 30-foot goat, etc. So in Mirith, you have various nomadic tribes, and you know, they kind of keep to themselves, but try and eke out an existence. But they're all fairly hardy. They're hunters. The largest of all the tribes is a orc tribe called the Maghara, led by war chief Narog Sukron, and they've managed to train some of the bigger beasts to either ride or kind of ride into combat and give them an edge. These mountains here, I don't really have any much on yet, but there's here be dwarves. Probably 2 or 3 clans throughout the mountains. Okay, so let me quickly draw borders down here. I don't get to try and speak in a foreign accent very often. But I should do it more. The dwarves are awesome! Oh no, pen. Okay, let me know when you're back and I can carry on explaining the countries to you. I do very much like the dragon goat. That's awesome. Yeah, so I'm on the outline layer, getting rid of the mountains because they're going to have their own layer in a minute, but I thought I can go around and make the little continents look a bit better. So yeah, the other countries then. So we've got the Dwarven Mountains that we're here. The details on these aren't great yet because these are the ones I haven't completely finished. So here, this is the woodlands of Lycinar. Basically, massive elven woodland. This is all woodland. And the woods are seem to be a little bit forbidding if you're not an elf. So around the edge, like all the way around the very edge, are the border elves, typical sort of wood elves, quite naturey, food and farming and all the rest of it. The kind of inner layer is like a warrior caste of elves. They're the ones that kind of fight and defend the lands. And then the very centre, you've got the mainly you've got the elven city of Kalimasil, who are the upper caste. They're the high elves, and they're extraordinarily racist against anyone who's not an elf. It's very unlikely that any non-elves have even seen Kalimasil, just because they're not let in. So you've got Kalimasil, then the warrior tribe is called Daftran, and then the outside is called Katane, or no, Katarian? Another tribe. So each tribe is kind of fairly autonomous. Excuse me. Yeah. So this large country here is Callisti. Callisti is so you know Tortuga from Pirates of the Caribbean. So this entire country is made up of cities that are basically like Tortuga, so full of pirates, full of ne'er-do-wells, but very liberal, very kind of accepting of everything and everybody. While the law may be basically boiled down into gangs and protection rackets, as there can be like fair harmony found for people who might not agree with the law. This country here is where a lot of the residents of Callisti came from, so it's a very lawful country, very kind of upstanding, but they had a problem with scum, villainy and goats abound. This one is very sort of prim, very, very proper, and which caused a problem as basically they had too many people who were going against the law, so they kicked them out over here because it's very boggy and very marshy here. But it thrived and it's gotten bigger and bigger. So at first it was probably just this corner here, but it's kind of grown. And, yeah. Next paper. Down here, I'm not going to give too much away about down here, but this here is seen as a very dark and quite evil land. Yeah, very, very dark land. This country here, most people don't even know about, and this country knows nothing about the outside world because all they know is this country There's a mountain range here that's practically impassable. And then finally, so this country here is going to be called Kirinor, sorry, Kirinor, who are mostly, it's an entire country of intellectuals. Well, that's what the country is known for. Very intellectual, whether it be magic, light of politicus. Very intellectual, very kind of studious. There's a lot of books. There's no real standing army, but their technology that they've got defends them, whether it's magic or kind of harnessed power, as it were. And then finally, this one here. This one here is also a bit of a wild land, but differs. It's slightly harsher, not as verdant. But it's home to some fairly interesting people. It's home to stuff like dryads, centaurs, that kind of thing. Not non-humanoid races, or races that don't generally fit everywhere else. That one's probably less defined, but I'll define it as I go. And then finally, we've got these two countries here. So, I don't know anything about that. I don't think I have. No, I haven't really written anything. So, up here is Rinhof. Hello, Bad 20 Roleplay, welcome to the stream. So yeah, up here is Rinhof, and this will be Rin something else. I don't think I've got a name for it yet. So this is very sort of stereotypical Northlands, so Vikings and similar. Let me know if the music is too loud for he being able to hear me. So yeah, you've got various tribes as such, but various factions led by Jarls, and there's sort of like a high Jarl who leads them all. This country is mainly patrolling up here. Inexplicably they're attacked or they're sort of infiltrated by creatures. Down here is the kind of more is the lowland, so that up here is very harsh snow. Down here is less harsh and more like horrible land and stuff. So they grow the crops, and this country essentially supplies this country as best as it can. So that is roughly each of my countries. This island you can ignore, that will be special, and there's spoilers here. So I'm going to finish doing this. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of cold around, especially at the start of the adventure. Hello, that guy Kai, welcome to the stream. I don't know how interesting this is going to be, because this is just me drawing a map. Yes, you are. So for drawing this, I've got a tablet. It's fairly old. I'm not entirely sure where I got it from. I might have loaned it from a friend, and then it's one of those things that gets forgotten about, and then I've fallen out of contact with a friend. As bad as that sounds. But yeah. But I'm in no way at all proficient with drawing. My dad is the artist in the family, and he has several comics, graphic novels that are out and available for purchase. Good evening, Apocalypse Kiss. Welcome to the stream. Currently you're watching me draw a map. How well it's going to go, I don't know. If you have any tips and hints for how to use GIMP, I'd greatly appreciate it, because I'm not that proficient with it. Goodbye, Apocalypse Kiss. I'm guessing I'm not that interested to watch. So yeah, that guy Kai. I'm currently what I'm doing here is some prep for a game of Pathfinder that I'm going to be running for some friends. Hopefully in the next month or so, using Roll20. So it's going to be a completely homebrewed world. Because I'm that much of a masochist. Because it's kind of more fun to come up with your own world anyway. So the premise of the adventure is that up there where I've just been in the very far north, like a frozen wasteland of a country, but the greedy king of Vol, which is going to be here, is kind of spread around the myth that it's full of riches and treasure and glory and all that kind of stuff that adventurers are going to want. So basically, well, yeah, quite. So the king of Vol here and the High Thane of Rinhof have pulled together like the greatest minds and the greatest warriors, and they're going to mount an expedition into Droll to see what they can find. Mwaha ha 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 ha. Good me, I'm just turning off TV so I can concentrate on the music now. There we go. You don't need... Oh, that's a bit loud for me. Turn it down a bit. Okay. That's kind of cool. I should probably have used some kind of map making tutorial for this, but I'll make it up as I go, whatever. The right colour. So if you're interested in the music, I'll need to add details to the stream description at some point. It's a lot of free video game remixy music I found from around the internet that the artists have very kindly allowed people to download, which is great. Which means that when this goes up on YouTube, I shouldn't get it pulled for violating copyright, which is good, because I'd like to. Bye, Kai. I'd like to keep a record of how this is going and what happens with it. I'm planning on streaming each of the. I've tried to use campaign cartography a couple of times, but never got very far. Yeah, I'm hoping to stream sort of our adventures, or your adventures, and my DMing on Twitch as well. So there's like an evolving record of how it goes. Just try and knitting these up a bit. Welcome back, Apocalypse Kiss. You got any questions about the game or anything that's coming up? Stargale? For sake, keep going. Mortal Kombat! Yeah, so let's see, we're using the Pathfinder rule set. If you look at the Facebook group I started, there's a link to it's like a D20 Pathfinder website. Because Pathfinder's all released under the Open Gaming License, a lot of the stuff from it is reproduced on the website, which means that you can easily look up the various classes and stuff. Ideally, I'd like to just do the core classes, but if you see something on the website that you really like the look of, I'll probably allow it. I'm probably not going to allow any sort of exotic races for player characters unless I hear very good reasoning for it. Just because with some of the non-core races, it gets a little bit complicated and there's extra rules to keep track of. And to be honest, I'm not that experienced a games master, so. And I know a lot of the players are actually fairly new to role-playing games, so. So yeah, you get the stereotypical rogue, who, you know, sneak attacks up. It did. If you played D&D 3.5, then it's basically D&D 3.5, but with like various changes to make some stuff not as clunky, and other changes that, you know, make some of the classes a lot better, because some of the classes in 3.5 suck so hard just because of the rules aren't that powerful, and they kind of are overshadowed by all the other classes. But yeah, so you've heard a brief description of each of the countries. If you want to come up with a bit of a character idea of where you'd want to come from, if you wanted to invent a god as well, I wouldn't be opposed to that, because I haven't really got a solid idea in each of the gods yet. If you wanted to be an actual goat god, I don't know whether I'd allow the name Bleaticus, because I was hoping to go a little bit more serious in Bleaticus, but there could be a goat god. I don't know what the name for goats is in Latin or something. I'm sorry, O Priestess of Politicus, for mocking the name of your powerful deity. So I'm only going to be streaming until Jess gets home, and because when she does, you'll be bringing the puppy and the kiddo, so things are likely to be a little bit manic. But yeah, we'll see how that goes until then. This song is awesome. Nope, that's not a... I hate it when I draw stuff on the wrong bloody layer. Indeed, Puppet. I don't think we'd see Puppet on the stream tonight, at least. Maybe when he's a little bit older, and yeah, when we get the game going, I might show Puppy on stream. No, me either. So I don't really know how they play. They get a lot of bad stick though. I think it's very much a support class. Excuse me. Bluff, 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 stupid ogre. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love these medley style tracks. That's so cool. So yeah, my hope is that I get enough players to do a decent split. I'm hoping for at least 4 people aside. There's still a few people who haven't replied as to whether they're interested or not. If it comes to it, if she wants to, I may have Jess playing 2 different characters, just because she's here, and otherwise it'll mean a night where I'm ignoring her, basically. Yeah, cool. Okay, so that's not. Let's tidy up that along there. So I think that's looking not too bad. Yeah, okay. How's the stream looking? It's looking okay. Probably reverts the picture on that. Bluff, bluff, bluff the stupid ogre. Do. It goes on forever and ever and ever. So it's a case of people tell me what they want to play first, and then I'll tweak around that. I'd rather people play what they enjoy.
You tell me another and I'll rescue myself. That is a promise. Miss
Rose, sister.
Of course. Another plan. What do you say we cut the chit-chat? A-hole.
Homestuck and its obsession with Nick Cage. So, how can we do mountains?
That's what she was there for. That was the plan. Give you a boner. You got one. Boner. You're like a cat. The cat in the hat. I'm like a prickly pear. I'm a prickly pear. I'm a pear. What is that? What is that? What is it? I'm a pear. Oh, not the beast. Not the beast. Ah! Am I getting freaky? Because obviously you have a tendency to overreact. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Over. Yes, I get the line. Please. Yes, line. Please. Yes, line. What do you say we cut the chit-chat? A-hole. Yes, I get the line. Please. Yes, line. Please. Yes, line. What do you say we cut the chit-chat? A-hole.
You can. If you look around that website, it gives like suggestions for like archetypes and builds for different classes as well. So I think a common setup for bard is a whip and a rapier. May have been an optimal setup, but you know, it's a popular one. They're not looking too bad. How to bard, cool. Oh dear, you're sold on bard then, aren't you? Bards don't really get much love, so you know, be cool to see. Nobody likes paladins because paladins are always played lawful stupid. There's a lot of people who don't play paladins properly because you know they see the slightest hint of evil and they pounce on them and they're like, no, you must stop that now. I think the way that the guys do lawful good in Order of the Stick is actually really, really good because they know Balkar's evil as hell, but they still put up with him because they figure rather than anybody else. How are my mountains looking? Mountains are looking pretty good. I've forgotten a mountain though. Probably the most important mountain. Yo, Phil! So yeah, Phil, so this is the prep I'm doing for the D20, the Pathfinder game that I'm going to be running, hopefully for you. You've never actually replied to any of the Facebook stuff saying you're interested, so I assume you're interested because you asked me to send you, I asked if you were interested, you said yes. Good evening, McSpy. Welcome to the stream, McSpy. I am working on currently a world map for a Pathfinder game that I'm going to be running for some people, including P. Daston and Stabagale here. That should hopefully be streamed. It should start later on this month. Oh, I think I've screwed up the borders. Oh, screwed up the borders around here. Vol is. Are the Vols too big or Vertwin's too small? Change that. I know I'm being picky, but just trying to get them kind of about the right size. Excuse me. Yeah, you're one of my players, so you're allowed to get name checked a little bit, at least. No, that's not the eraser tool. Fucking things on different layers. Shoot. There we go. Back to the borders. Right, okay, so let's try and get this right. I've not done any rivers yet though. I'm going to cheat and then do my rivers around the borders. Bye, McSpy. Yeah, it seems to me that nobody actually wants to watch this unless they know what's going on. It's fine. I can imagine this would be pretty dull to anyone who isn't going to be taking part. So, yeah, Phil, so I'm planning on actually streaming these games on Twitch when we start playing as well, so unless anyone has any major objections to it, in which case then it's fine, I won't. I'd rather people play than me stream, but I think it'll be interesting and I'd like to get it recorded just for posterity, and so if I forget anything I can go back and watch it and be like, oh crap, what happened? That looks about right. So yeah, Phil, I'm going to go over it again just to, well, slightly more quickly. See, I'm going to, what do I need to do? So I need to do colour in the continents now. Better than the really shitty hack job today. Yes, so yeah, unfortunately players will need at least microphones to be able to play in Roll20, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to hear you. It'll slow, if you don't, it's probably not the end of the world. It'll just slow things down a little bit, and some people won't be able to react as quickly. Yes, ideally microphones are a thing that will be needed. It is just the Room of Doom tomorrow, isn't it, Phil? And I'm guessing it is at your house, just so kind of so Jess knows where she needs to go in the evening. Because Stabagale here and Jess are going to be coming together. Cool, that's good to know. I can let her know when she gets home. Yeah. Yeah, don't want me doing that. Yeah, so say Stabagale's going and Jess is going. Jess isn't home at the moment, but she's going mainly because, well, I got to LARP last month. And Jess unfortunately didn't. If bloody the fourth weekend was at Cannock, was at Licky, not Cannock, I might have been able to make it. I'm pretty sure someone would have been going. No, fucking Licky. No, Cannock, not Licky, which is just always really annoying. She can't yet. She can't until next month. She's the main reason she's wanting to get out so badly is because if she, as long as you don't kill her off, she gets to advance at the end of this month, so she hits Guildsman. Why do you need us to take an apprentice off you? You should keep your apprentices, Phil. Don't get rid of your apprentices. Actually, that's not looking too bad. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna go for the C. He's still not a bit. Oh bloody hell! He was asking me when I was Lassar if I'd be his master. But this is when I wasn't playing, so I was like, I can't be your master if I'm not playing. That just would be shit. Oh, go on. What's Ian been playing the last few months, or has he just not been turning up? How did Robbie die? So is he basically playing a 2 seconds, got a text. Moron. On his own, or yeah, I was going to say, is Ian's mage basically Neil, but a mage, and I hope more competent. That's not right. I'll fix that in a second. Wow, that sounds like a pretty awful party. Is it like a party that should have known better as well? Is it a party of like some fairly experienced people and they just went to shit, or? Nice. Well, it's not bad going there. Yeah, I can see how that'd be worth it. I would certainly done the same thing if I was in your position. Kinda... You've got a couple of weeks yet. It may be worth if you can't find one, buying a new one. They're not that expensive from like Argos or something. If you can. Tidy desks. Tidy desks are overrated. I have no idea how to make something look marshy. Aw, stick around! An even better tutorial. Make it bigger. No, okay, that's what it is. I thought, yeah, that works quite well. So if I that kind of give the idea of swampland-ish, kind of maybe. Sure, why not? Yellow brownie, okay. Somewhere there, maybe? Clothes pegs on your desk. Beer makes daddy strong. I haven't shown many people this. Jess got me a Reddit snoo for Christmas. Say hello to Snoo. That's Snoo. He comes in a box labelled "A Present from the Internets," which is pretty cool. Hello, Olius77. Welcome to the stream. You are here while I'm currently making a world map